So in today's video, we're going to take a look at this brand new tripod from Ulanzi. This is the Video Fast Tripod. It's an all carbon fiber tripod with kind of a fast setup technology. Let's see how quick this is to just get going here. So it's got that. You got a quick release plate you attach to your cameras. And now you're good to go. So it's not just the quick release that makes this the Video Fast, it's actually the leg system that's on this. It's got 3 little levers you can flip open, and now you can just literally lift up the entire tripod as high as you want it to go and just close those back down and you have it set up. Now if you need to re-level it, you can actually level it with this little knob on the bottom here, and you can move the ball head around until it's level with the level that's on the back. And now there you have it, it's set up. It's 3 easy flaps that open up and it rises all at one. No longer do you need to open up 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom, and then even maybe if you have a 3rd leg on the bottom. Now it's just the little latch and it's good to go. All right, so before we go through all the features of this tripod, let's actually just kind of check out what it actually comes with. So you get this nice little carrying case. It's a padded case for when you want to walk around with it and you don't want to just carry it. Inside you do get a couple different things with it. So first you have the actual carbon fiber tripod itself. This thing comes out of the bag. When you first get it, you have to assemble like the handle and a couple other things, but it's mostly put together. So you get this nice case that does have little straps inside to hold it down. You do get the video handle as well as the actual carrying handle as well. The carrying handle will actually screw into the side. There is a couple different spots on this tripod here, 3 different spots on the actual base with the 1/4-20 mount that has RE pins. So if you guys have like RE mounts that are anti-twist, you can use those there. I'll actually show you one cool feature I use for that as well. And then you can attach that handle right there. So you get this tripod here. This thing comes in at about 4.8 kilograms, so it's going to be 10 pounds or so. So this one is the carbon fiber one. They do make this now as well in the aluminum, which I imagine is just a little bit heavier. The aluminum one is $100 cheaper, so if you guys want to save even a little bit more money, you can check that one out. But yeah, this thing has some really cool features to it. Starting with the bottom here, these actually have really kind of platform feet, but you can just take this thing off by pulling up on the mount, and now you can take it off and you actually just have little pins itself or little spikes. So if you're going into grass or something like that, you can easily do that instead of using the feet. I like that these come off so easily because that makes it really convenient for when you are shooting on the fly. You don't have to bring anything else with you, just pop them off. But yeah, this thing is really cool. It's pretty light. So let's look at some of the features of this thing too. When you first open this up, you'll notice that it does have this little spreader on the bottom that's called the mid-range spreader. This is adjustable, which is really cool. You can actually just push down on it and then slide out. It has 5 different positions. So if you want to make this thing wider on the base, you can do that. Or if you're on a hill and you want to adjust one of the legs differently or something like that, you can do that. This thing is capable of popping out if you want to take it off completely. I would probably not recommend doing that, but and then it has a nice little pull pin on it, so if you can pull it up easily to take it down. So let's get this thing set up in here real quick. Just like I showed at the beginning of the video, this thing's super easy to set up. You just open those flaps, lift it up, lock it down, and it's good to go. And same thing with the ball head here on top. This is just a Manfrotto style, so if you have other Manfrotto systems, it's going to still work with this one. But this thing has a plate on the bottom you can screw, and I actually have mine set with 2 different screws, so you're not going to have any twist with that. And you just literally pop it in there, lock it down, it's good to go. Check it, make sure it's locked. But this thing has some really cool features on this tripod that shouldn't really exist on tripods in this budget range. So for leveling this tripod, you do have the bottom handle on here, so you can actually just adjust that. If you're on a hill, you can adjust. There is a little level ball on top, and then you can tighten that down. You have your pan lock, your tilt lock. So one of the main features of this tripod that really separates from other tripods in this budget range is this one has adjustable dampering both on the pan and the tilt. So let's say you want to make no resistance whatsoever on your pan, you can turn that thing all the way to 0, and now that thing is going to fly like crazy because there's absolutely no resistance whatsoever. But if you put this thing all the way up to, let's say 6, it's going to have a lot of force on that thing now, and it's going to pan very smoothly. So that's to me why this is really important. So you have control over the pressure and the dampering that this has. So if you want to be very smooth with something, you can put that thing all the way to 6, and it's going to not allow a lot of jerks and stutters from like what you would be if you're at 0, where you could be shaky, let's say. It's going to take a lot of that out because it's going to have a lot of pressure on that actual dampering. So the exact same function is going to be on the tilt as well. If you put that thing all the way to 0, you're going to have almost no resistance whatsoever. It's going to tilt up and down very fast. It probably will show a lot of your jitters and your shakes if you're using that setting, but you can crank that thing all the way up to like say 6 once again. And now you have a very smooth and kind of heavy tilt, so it's going to be a lot more controllable. So if you guys are looking to do like pan and tilts at the same time, where you have very smooth functions, it's going to stay very smooth because it has all that dampening force on there. So the control on the back here is actually for the counterbalance system. It's going to be 1 through 10. So like 1 would be really no counterbalance whatsoever. So you can see my camera's just falling. It's not staying up by itself. What we want it to do is I want it to always return to horizontal. So we're just going to kind of play with the numbers until it does that. So for me, it looks like about 7 or 8 is going to be where my counterbalance is set. So that's where I would set that, and then we can adjust that dampering once again. So now I have more of a smooth thing. So that's going to be really the cool functions of this ball head. The tripod has the quick fast up. So this is a really cool design for speed and just ease of use and setting up. And it's also going to make a difference on how good your footage actually looks when you're panning and tilting and using it as like a video tripod, because let's face it, that's how you're going to be using this, is you're going to be sitting there trying to film stuff that's moving most likely, and you're going to want to have that kind of extra dampering so that it takes out those shakes and jitters, and it's just going to give you a smoother look also. So I already showed you guys that this does have the 1/4-20 mounts on the tripod. There's 3 sides that it has it on, but the one really cool thing that it does have is it also has one right on the ball head itself. So what I did is I actually put an F22 fall cam quick release plate here, and I did it for one reason. Let me go grab that. So when I'm filming these videos in the studio here like this, I'm actually using one of these external monitors so that I can kind of see what I'm doing, what I'm showing in front of the camera. Normally I have to attach this to the tripod with like a grip arm or something like that, because most tripods don't have these kind of 1/4-20 mounts on here. But what I really like about having one on the ball head is so I can use this monitor, this fall cam magic arm, and I can literally just clip this thing right to that mount, and now I have my monitor literally fixed with the camera so that when I'm looking at the video, I can see what I'm doing, and it's just in the right spot for me, and I can adjust it to wherever. That's the cool thing. But what I really like about having that 1/4-20 mount on the actual ball head is that that monitor now goes with the camera, so I don't have to worry about it fixed on the tripod. If I move the camera, now I got to move the magic arm. It just stays with the ball head, and that to me is a huge feature of this tripod. So as far as some of the specs on this tripod, this thing goes down to about 30.8 inches at its lowest point, and it goes to about 65 inches at its highest point. So you do have quite a bit of space there to actually have a tripod. Most of these video tripods, like my other one, they're kind of fixed at this height and then they go higher. This one is a really good kind of low mid-range to a pretty high tripod, about eye level. So for me, this is going to be a very versatile tripod. I think it's going to be really nice to be able to set it low to the ground and then also just go up really high. So if you're looking at other video tripods in this kind of spec'd out range, you're probably going to spend about double or even triple the amount of what this thing costs. This one comes in at $599 USD for the carbon fiber, and that comes with the ball head and all the accessories. And then it's $499 if you want to get the aluminum one instead of the carbon fiber. But that carbon fiber is just so cool. So plus you save a little bit of weight. So for me, this is going to be kind of a no-brainer, easy choice. I'm going to be sticking with this guy. I'm going to get rid of my other video tripods that I use for production work. I'm also going to get rid of the video tripod that I'm using right now for holding this camera. And this thing is going to go on there quickly because all these features make this thing really nice and easy to use, and it's fast. So if you guys have any questions on this tripod, please leave me a comment down below. If the video has been a help, please hit that like button. As always, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Later.